Well, it's Sunday morning, but it's a bit overcast today. That may decrease our maximum temperature we reach in the warm tank up here. But I checked that not yesterday afternoon, but previous day after a full day of heating, and the water coming out of the tap was 44.8 degrees. So yeah, a bit warm for a shower. Some days things are not as simple as it should be. I had a camera from the southeast corner of the house which I thought was suspect. This one, which I replaced with the one from the west end of the shed, and that one's also not very reliable, so I think it's actually the cable that goes to the southeast corner of the shed, which means that this camera might be okay. So I brought it over here to try it over here on a different PoE switch on a different cable, and was thinking about where to set it up in the shed here so I could have an overview inside the shed. Of course, turned on the computer, nothing happened. The computer was doing its blinky lights, but there was nothing on the screen. So I ended up having to unplug everything from the computer, take it outside, reseat everything, blow the dust out of it, brought it back in, and fortunately it now works. So I can go on now with playing with the camera. And meantime, the genset's had enough time to run, so I can shut that down now. So that'll run for 2 minutes, do a cool down, then I go out and I'll switch it to stop instead of auto. But I did have other things I could do here if I couldn't get an output on this. I've got another graphics card over in the house that I could swap in for that one. If that still didn't work, I've actually got the 28-inch HDMI screen over at the house that I could swap in place of this one to see whether it worked. So yeah, I wasn't going to be dead in the water. There's just more stuffing around. But as it is, it's powered up again okay. And the red light on the motherboard there, or orange, red light on the motherboard says I'm hot. So that's not ideal. So I'll switch this back to the off position now. So we'll stop, and we'll see how many runtime hours we have on the thing. $121 hours and 1 minute. Okay, I gotta look this thing up again, find out exactly what it is, because the manual has two versions of the motor. One you service it at 500 hours and one you service at 250 hours, so I guess I've got time to go and look that up. Not even halfway there yet for the lowest number. I bought myself a couple of new Ryobi 1 Plus batteries. These things seem to have a limited lifespan. I've got two that are actually dead, one which is marginal and two that are okay. So I thought, well, barely okay. So I thought, better get a couple of good ones. So I looked on Shopee, which is the local, or one of the local eBay equivalents, and 6 amp hour battery, 284,000 rupiah. Sorry, wrong. 2,840,000 rupiah. That translates as $284. And I thought, for one battery? No. So I did another look up, and I found I could actually buy through a different organisation called Jubaedah, and so I paid on my PayPal for having these two of these things shipped from the US. Worked out just over $104 for a pair of them. So yeah, that was getting a bit pricey, but still much better than 284 Australian dollars for one. and then they got shipped across via DHL, and I had to then pay customs import duty, so that was another $36. So all up, I think these two batteries cost me $104 each. So don't want to see them abused. No, it doesn't want to talk to me. I configured it into CMS. CMS says, yeah, there it is. But then when I try to connect to it, it just got errors. When I try to ping it, it wasn't seen. So I think, yeah, I'll try again another day with a different Ethernet cable. But yeah, the status of this camera remains as suspect. I had some phosphoric acid solution for treating rust, which I gave to the handymen who'd never encountered the stuff before. I said, yeah, paint it on. And yeah, they ran out, but you can see they got quite a bit of rust treated there. So there's more phosphoric acid on its way. But yeah, that I figure that no point just painting directly over untreated rust, as that would continue to occur below the paint. So if we treat it first, maybe we can head off the need to repaint in a year or two when we see rust drop coming through the paint. So yeah, it's worked quite well. You can see a few places they might need to go over it again, but I'm quite happy with the result of that. The sliding gates coming along. I'm just down here at the rice factory where they're fabricating this. It's Thursday. Yesterday I went down to the rice factory and saw the guys setting up ready to do some spray painting. So here they are, ready to set up a rail for the bottom of the sliding gate, I think. So this rail is going to be set into a slot cut across the top of the ramp there, so it won't be a trip hazard. I was feeling a bit warm. I think I see why. Time to go back to the lounge room. Evidently the extra phosphoric acid arrived and was applied. That roof's looking probably about as good as it's going to look now, until it gets paint applied also. And I can keep an eye on what the guys are up to with another camera over there at the shed. I have 15 operational cameras currently, which is nice. There is scope for more later if I get the aquaponics system up and get going. I'll need cameras monitoring that, so that people don't make off with my fish. It was looking pretty dull outside, so I thought, check the forecast. Every day in the 10-day forecast says thunderstorms, so it should rain anytime soon. The unfortunate part of that is that there's a very high chance of thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon when we're going to see the doctor, who, well, depends how we get there, but normally we go on Azra's truck, and that involves people sitting in the back of it. So they're going to have to take umbrellas. So we're looking good. The rail's setting it to the surface. And we'll have supports along there. So yeah, promising. And it does look a bit thunderstormy around here at the moment, and I can just feel a few drops starting. I better depart now. Azra has birds, and sometimes they're quite vocal. Don't quite know what it's got to sing about, but it's having a bit of a sing-song. I wasn't any too quick with my move out of the open. The rain has begun. Not a huge amount forecast for today, substantially more forecast for tomorrow, but we'll see how we go. it's fairly apparent that the wind must be blowing from the north, because the faces of both north-facing cameras on the shed are getting hit with raindrops, and they've had to move stuff back from the front of the front veranda of the shed. So yeah, it's be coming down at about probably more than 60 degrees. So yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's really sweeping in. So you guys could raindrops are obviously hitting about 2 metres back from the front edge of the roof, and top of that door is at about 2.5 metres. So it's coming in a fair way. Put everything up on the bench to make sure it doesn't get wet, and are retreating inside. Can't really work quite under those conditions. Yeah, we're getting a bit of thunder and lightning go with it. Thunder any second. There we go. Yeah, so what I think of as good quality rain, because we haven't done since last Friday, and the weather station shows the current precipitation rate is 30 millimetres an hour, so that's not huge for around here. Yep, they're just retreating inside for a break at this point. See them wandering around in there. This is how I keep an eye on everything. In my lair. So that's my Anki DVR. You can see the cameras off the top up there, getting fairly well washed. Oh well, back to watching my YouTube video. Currently watching this guy watching Nightwish, the Poet and the Pendulum for the first time. So he's going to be blown away. Everyone is when they watch that the first time. The rain rate's picked up a bit. We're up to over 100 millimetres per hour, and we've got 22 millimetres of rain so far. It hasn't been long. I was going to suggest that they wash the phosphoric acid off the back roof before they apply paint over it. Don't think I have to worry about that now. It's getting washed. What we have to worry about now is will it ever be dry enough to paint it again. This is pretty good quality rain. We're at 127.7 millimetres per hour. Yep, okay. Already past 51 millimetres of rain. It'd be really good to have a radar here to see what was coming, but I'm afraid the nearest radar is in Jakarta Airport, about 160 kilometres away, so that doesn't do me much good. Well, the rain cleared and the guy's got the gate installed. Now it's peak rainfall rate was 140 millimetres per hour, and we've had 84.7 millimetres. So yeah, almost well, more than 3 inches in the imperial scale. So yeah, good little drop. Tanks will be full again, of course. I'll be back tomorrow and this bit will get finished. And get onto this and this. And something else that's come up. I didn't really want to buy any more land, but this garden next door to Dadang's come up. They've been offered to us, so yeah, okay. Dadang's very enthusiastic about this because it's just outside his back door, and he'd like to do some gardening here. Not sure what the story is with this housing foundation to the north of Lizu's house. It's just growing cassava at the moment by the look of it. But yeah, so when we get that garden over the back there, that'll mean everything up to the rice factory with ours. So that's good. Apart from this bit, obviously, which belongs to other relatives. Quite the land magnate now. I don't know how many hectares we own. I think we own 3 or 3.5 thereabouts, and are renting another 3. So that's quite a bit by local standards. And it's Friday morning and I need to get this video wrapped up so I can do an upload. These guys have been at it for a couple of hours, so I'll go over and see how far they got. So this looks fairly solid. You just have it closed across here and that looks okay. I think you might get a little bit of concrete or something down this end so people don't get caught on that corner there, because that would hurt. But yeah, well, that's the other gates that are going to go in up the other end. Yeah, it's all good. So there'll be more on this next week, obviously, because we're not finished yet. But that'll do for this week. Okay, he's just put a stop on the rail, like this, a stop on the rail here to stop the thing rolling too far. He just put one at the far end as well. Looking good.